Everyone, welcome to the show. I have a few quick updates to share about Donald Trump investigations and his cases, and then I want to share with you some of Trump's confession in his interview with Megyn Kelly. He truly is the gift that keeps on giving to prosecutors. So first, Trump-appointed Judge Aileen Cannon shot down his request to set up a SCIF at Mar-a-Lago. He wanted this for him and his attorneys to review classified documents, the ones he's accused of stealing and hiding at Mar-a-Lago. So Judge Cannon cited security concerns, and in her order, she reminded Trump, quote, "The limitations on disclosure of classified information set forth in this order are binding on defendant and his counsel, and violations may result in criminal and or civil penalties." Last week, also, it was revealed that the attempted coup grand jury has reconvened to hear witness testimony and review evidence about Trump's use of election fraud lies to generate donations. So it's very possible that we'll still see additional charges for Trump issued by the special counsel, perhaps, involving the money that he grifted off of people lying about the election. Next up is Trump's desperate attempt to stop the $250 million lawsuit in New York. The trial is scheduled to begin in just a little over 2 weeks. Well, Trump's legal team just filed a lawsuit to try to halt the proceedings, and a judge granted their request. Trump's team claims, among other things, that the New York Attorney General is suing Trump, his sons, and the organization for alleged fraudulent transactions that fall outside the statute of limitations. So they're saying these can't be prosecuted. We want to know, for sure, and have a ruling on this. So the judge ruled that the trial is going to be put on hold. And then a 5-judge panel, an appeals panel, is going to review the matter, and then they will issue a ruling. And until that happens, everything's up in the air. And so that's going to happen. The 5-judge panel, their whole review, that will happen the week of September 25th. So it's still possible, that they'll rule in the New York Attorney General's favor and the case will go forward, but we just don't know. Now on to the gift that keeps on giving, as I mentioned. Trump sat for an interview with Megyn Kelly. I'm sure his legal team was besides themselves. I'm sure that they were not in favor of this whatsoever. He admitted to his crimes in the classified documents case. Then he tried to obfuscate, he tried to deflect and gaslight because Megyn Kelly asked him very pointed questions. She started pressing him on things. So this is just a small part of her hour-long interview with Trump. The entire interview wasn't about the classified documents. And I know it is like nails on a chalkboard having to watch him and listen to him, but I do highly recommend that you check out the full interview. It is very revealing. He bobs and weaves on many issues, including whether or not he's proud of the vaccines that he created for COVID, which is really a hot button with his supporters. And I'm going to show you proof of that next week. But here's a small sampling of how he further incriminated himself.
You later told Bret Baier in an interview that you had no document that day, only newspapers and magazines. But we hear you on the tape. Now, why would you describe a newspaper article as highly confidential and still a secret, saying as president you could have declassified it, but now you can't?
Let me just tell you something. Number one, I did nothing wrong because I come under the Presidential Records Act. We did nothing wrong. I come under the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to have these documents. I'm allowed to have these documents. The other side didn't even mention that. They don't even mention the words Presidential Records Act. I come under the Presidential Records Act. They don't even mention the Presidential Records Act. This is all about the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to have these documents. I'm allowed to take these documents, classified or not classified. And frankly, when I have them, they become unclassified. People think you have to go through a ritual. You don't. At least in my opinion, you don't. Because the Presidential Records Act allows you to do, as president, only as president, I did absolutely nothing wrong.
Okay, but let's get to my question. why would you be holding up a newspaper saying this is still secret?
I'd have to look at it.
I could declassify it if I were
Look,
president.
I would have to look at it.
But that's what
well,
you told
I could
Bret
have
Baier. You told Bret Baier that that was a newspaper
I could have
or a magazine.
declassified. No, I also told Bret Baier, as I remember, I don't know, it was a long time interview.
Will you tell me what were you waving around
I
in that
also
meeting?
told Bret Baier that it wasn't a classified document.
What were you waving around in that meeting? Because it certainly sounds
I'm not
like
going
it
to
was
talk
an
to you
attack
about
plan.
that because that's already been, I think, very substantiated, and there's no problem with it.
It hasn't been substantiated. Jack Smith says
Megan,
it was
let
the
me just
attack
tell you.
plan.
Let me
and
just
you
tell
told
you.
Bret Baier.
Let me tell you. Here we go again. I'm covered by the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to do what I want to do. I'm allowed to have documents. The Presidential Records Act is civil, not criminal.
That's true.
In any way, it's
That's
civil.
true.
And I'm covered by it 100%.
The question is simply, your lawyers signed a certification saying they had turned over everything that was responsive. Then when the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago, they found documents that were responsive that had not been produced, marked classified.
I don't know what the timing is. Again, I'd have to check
That's
the time.
it.
I don't know. I just don't know the timing. All I know is I'm allowed to have those documents.
But once you get a subpoena, you have to turn them over.
I know this. I don't even know that because I have the right to have those documents. So I don't really know that. And
Do you believe that every CIA document that came to you as president was automatically yours to keep no matter what?
I'm not going to answer that question
Well, so
because
that's the dispute.
No, because I think it's clear in the document.
So there you go. Yeah. I love I know that. I don't even know that. That is my new favorite. I know that. I don't even know that. His attorneys really, they need to ask for double their salary. After seeing this interview, I guarantee they're going to their spouses and they're saying, you are not going to believe what this stupid bastard just said on camera. I guarantee it. And remember, Trump's first attorney in this case kept voice recorded notes, contemporaneous notes, saying that Trump asked him something to the effect of, hey, what if we just tell them we don't have anything? Like he just wanted to deny having anything at all. And then he hinted that that attorney, Evan Corcoran, should do him a solid and should make some of these things disappear. And they have a Mar-a-Lago employee who's cooperating. Yusil Taveras is cooperating and says that he was directed to destroy alleged video evidence of Trump and his co-defendants moving the boxes of documents, taking them to Trump's residence, where he could review them and remove the items that he didn't want to return, and then putting the boxes back in the storage room. And as Megyn Kelly pointed out, he admitted on tape that he had a classified document and he could have declassified it as president, but now he can't because he's not president. And you also have a witness who was there, the woman who was recording that tape, that interview with Trump at his golf course. She has testified to the grand jury that, yes, I was there, I was doing the interview. Trump was holding a classified document during that recorded meeting. So he's screwed and his attorneys are screwed with a client like this because his hubris knows no bounds and it will be the death of him. Oh well, womp womp and thoughts and prayers. All right, guys, I'll let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please become a donor if possible. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.